Are you losing deals because of price? Well, it's probably because you're using your product's features and benefits to sell rather than positioning yourself as the solution. So if you want to learn how you can never have to compete on price ever again, then stay tuned. So to win a sale, a business-to-business deal, you have to position something as a solution to a buyer's problem, right? It's pretty simple. So if the buyer is, this is the current reality and that's the future reality where the problem has been solved, you need to position something to get them from one place to another. Well, most salespeople create what we call here the reality bridge. They create the reality bridge from the product's features and benefits. And as soon as you do this, all of the value that you offer as a trusted advisor, as an expert in the space that you're working within, all of that goes just completely out of the window and this falls apart. Immediately, the buyer starts comparing your product against the competition because, well, most products are similar. And if you're using your product's features and benefits up here, then there's going to be plenty of other features and benefits. There's going to be tons of them. There's all these that can be compared, and when you're comparing these features and benefits to take the buyer from where they are in their current reality to their future reality, when you compare all of these, all you're doing is looking at which one has the highest price, the lowest prices, and the buyer will go with this. Clearly, that's not what we want to achieve. That's not what we want our selling process to look like. So instead, you have to frame in the mind of your buyer that you right here, you are the gap between the current reality and the future reality. And I'm going to share a few ways that you can go about doing this right now. So the first step is pretty simple. You just got to start talking about how you as an individual can help the buyer rather than how your product or features solves their problems. Because if all you're doing is explaining how a product feature is going to give a buyer a benefit, then, well, you can be replaced by a web page or a video. So make sure that you're doing this right now because otherwise your job's not going to exist in a few years' time. So instead, you need to share how you can take the buyer from the current reality to their future reality. And you're going to do this by helping the buyer through the buying process. You're going to do this by talking about the value that you can add, by helping them come up with a perhaps better future reality than what they're thinking about right now, a more accurate one. There's loads of layers that you can add as a consultant in the sales process rather than just selling your product's features and benefits like an amateur salesperson. On top of all this, you can add even more value by helping the buyer redefine what they think their best future reality might be. Because think about it like this. If you're competing against features and benefits here, if you create an even bigger, brighter, bolder future reality, and you're the only person that can help them bridge that specific reality, well, your competitors are competing here. You are competing here. It's a totally different game that you're playing. You're going to be anchored as the only person who can bridge them from this current reality to this brighter, new, bigger reality. And you do this by uncovering what they really want from your product or service, the problems that they really have, and how you can really help them. At this point, everybody's now playing the buying game by your rules rather than the rules that were set out by the buyer originally when they came up with this initial concept of what they wanted in their future reality. Again, they wanted to go from A to B, but you're showing them that there's a real potential to go from A to C, and this C is so much cooler and useful than the original reality that they wanted to move towards. And finally, now that you've firmly built this reality bridge, you're here and you've created this new reality for the potential buyer, you need to be able to defend it from attack. And you can defend this bridge from attack by being able to confidently answer these questions. First off, why should the buyer move from one reality to another reality? Why should you be the bridge to get them there? Why should the buyer take action right now? And finally, how can you eliminate the risk of the change for the buyer? Because if you can create this bigger, brighter future reality for your buyer, if you can become the bridge that gets them from their current reality to this bigger, brighter future reality, and you can answer those 4 questions, then you're very likely to win the sale, and you're never going to have to compete on price like all these chumps and like all these chumps ever again. And there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, keep watching with one of the videos that are on the screen right now. Make sure to click subscribe and keep pushing forward.